Hello boys, hello girls, hello whatever it is you are. Welcome to a new video for the game called Who is the Virus? A game that I actually created all by myself. The game is entirely in text mode. So that makes it quite simple, but don't underestimate it. Don't mind the picture of the necromancer hugging that skeleton. That is merely my wallpaper for my console screen. As a coder, I use the console screen a lot, so why not put a nice wallpaper to it. The game takes place in a fake operating system, so that username, which is used for your save game file, is not that much, but it's of course a kind of a wink to real operating systems. Hence the question for a password. Well, I will now just use the same password as I use for a username. I must stress it, this is not a real operating system. And it's therefore no kind of security at all. It's just a silly save game file for a silly game. The save game file is just a text file, so anyone can read your password. So don't use the passwords that you would use for real. Of course, this stuff is not stored onto the internet. It's only stored on your own local device. Unless you were foolish enough to share the directory to the internet. Which I think is a very smart thing to do, but that would then be your choice, not mine. Well, what can you do? Well, of course you can help to get this overview about how the game works, but why not just explain it? This is a fake operating system being command based. Well, the most important commands that you need are dir and del. Dir is of course to see all the files. All these files have either boys' names or girls' names. Now, the object is easy. One of these files is a virus. Should you run that file, the system would be taken by the virus and then you lose. All the other files contain hints towards which file is the virus. But here's the rub. All the hints are lies. So you have to think the other way around. Now all the names colored in cyan are considered boys' names. All the girls in red letters are considered girls' names. These purple numbers in front of them is just the number of letters that the name has. The name Penelope has 8 levels, the name Quint has 5 letters, etc, etc. Of course, the first file that you open in order to get yourself a hint is always a bit of a wild guess, as you never know where the virus is. So if you have a bit of bad luck, then you could open the virus immediately. And you just open the file by entering its name. The virus starts with an O. Well, then we can use the dir command with wildcards, although the support is limited. This is not a real OS, remember? We see that only Otto fits that description. All the hints are lies. So we know that Otto is not the virus. The virus does not contain 5 letters. So if I type dir5, then I... Oh yeah. Yes, is 5. Then we get all the files with 5 letters, and it says does not. All the hints are lies, so we know that one of these is actually the virus, meaning that all the others are safe. Well, instead of randomly guessing one of these, I could better use one of the files that are safe. Wouter, for example. The second letter in the name of the virus is a W. I don't think we have any of those. Yara with 4 letters is safe. Not a hint that will help me. Joep. The number of letters in the name... We already know it's not. Well, let's see. Zachary. The second letter in the name of the virus is an H. Do we have? No, we haven't. Of course, you may see that in the prompt there's a number that is increasing. For each file that I open, that I didn't open before, I get 1 point. If I delete a file which does not happen to be the virus, I get 10 points. The challenge is, of course, to delete the virus with as little points as possible. You can also see that when you call for the directory, all the files you've opened before will show the hint they contain. Well, Thea, tell me, the second letter in the name of the virus is an E. Now that's a hint I can use, yeah, because that rules out Verdi, not a very usable, and Pedro. The virus does contain the letter H. Wendy also has an E for a second letter. Well, none of them ends with a C, so that doesn't really matter. Pedro told me it does contain the letter H, which of course, since everything is a lie, that everything containing an H is safe, but only Hannah. Well, another crappy hint. Michael, enlighten me. The virus starts with the J. Is there one? There is none. Dio? Tinas? Oh yeah, that was not a safe choice. I'm in luck. And the hint is useless. Ursula? The second letter in the name of the virus is a C. We don't have that. Walda. The virus does contain the letter M. I think there are some, yes. Does contain, so it's Maria. No V at the end. Mindy. The second letter in the name of the virus is an F. We don't have that one. No more 5 letters with the M. No. Mustafa, what can you tell me? Ends with an S. Let's see, class. Ends with an O. Well, that's only Pedro. I think, yeah. Pedro is already known. Uli. The second letter in the name of the virus is an M. Oh, Vicky and Vixie are, of course, Wilhelmina. The virus does contain the letter V. Now that's interesting. Now Vicky is safe. And so is Vixie. Yeah, we already knew that. Zach, what can you tell me? Very nice. Yolante, I am the virus. Oh, yeah. Sometimes the hints are useless. Nicholas, I have... yeah, that's new. The first letter in the of the virus is the same as the last letter of the virus. Are there any... Unfortunately, that applies to none of them. Willem. Helmut is the virus. Well, we already know that he isn't, since 6 letters and the virus contains 5. Yeah, only Klaas fits that one. And we already know that Klaas isn't the virus. You can also type this, then you only get all the boys. Jeroen, the second letter, I don't think we have that one. Remus. Yeah, we don't have the K at the end. Of course, I asked for all the boys. I can also ask for all the girls. Annette. Yeah. Carola. The last letter of the virus is a vowel. Now what is important to note, the Y is in this game neither considered a vowel nor a consonant. So Andre is safe, but Billy is not. And of course, Donna is safe. Patty could still be it. Quint could still be it. So there is of course room for a bit of trying, but let's not remember deleting the wrong file gets 10 penalty points. Yeah. Well, let's just try things out. Hey, Billy was the virus. The achievements that you see here are named after actual viruses. Yeah, Victor of course just means winner, but Data Crime 2 and Whisper Taipan were actually viruses during the DOS era. And of course play another session. When I say yes, I will just start a new game, new files, of which one is the virus. And when I say no, I will of course go back to PowerShell, which is from which I started the game. Let's play another session. Hopefully the virus does contain the D. Well, let's see. There should be viruses with a D in them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 or 4 letters is safe, but 5 is not. It says less. Dick, the virus starts with the letter M. Dorothy, the virus does contain the letter X. Of course, I can also look at the names ending at the D. Ferdinand. Fred. Well, okay, then at least Jimmy. Like I said, everything this game tells you is a lie. Well, it is of course already revealed that all of the names with the letter M are safe. Marga, the virus has a girl's name. So we know that all the girls are safe and that the virus has a boy's name. Marjolein starts with the letter G. Okay, that's very useful information. Marnix is of course safe. It is a boy's name, but it does start with the letter M. Yeah, we already know that. Monique does contain the letter K. Well, Mustafa is of course also safe, as we already knew. No M at the start. And 8 letters is also safe. Well, let's take a look at which boys we have. Well, that's too much to consider guessing. George is of course safe, as it was already revealed that by means of a lie that the G, well, that Thea is not the virus or something we already knew. Girls' names after all. The second letter in the name of the virus is an R. That rules out Fred, but Fred was already safe. Are there more? Apparently not. Of course, indeed, everything with less than 5 letters is safe. So Joe is safe. Well, Justin. Yes, we already knew that. Jake. Ends with a Q. That was not very likely to happen anyway. John. The second letter in the name of the virus is an S. Well, let's see. Among the names starting with a vowel, you might see stuff like that, but Stan. The virus does not contain the letter H. Interesting. Well, Henk and Hans are of course safe. Helmut is not. But yeah, Stefan and Stefano and Steven also contain an H. Zachary contains an H. Well, Albus. Anders. Interesting. Not interesting enough. We know that the virus does not end with the letter S. Andreas starts with the letter B. Yeah, well, they were already safe. Anyway, Anthony is not safe. It contains an H right here. Anton, which is derived from Antonius, and Anthony being the English variant of the same name. Always interesting. Okay, second letter. Well, then Anthony should be safe. But its hint is useless. Bart. Yeah. Not a very useful hint. Ben. Okay, now we are getting somewhere. Stefan, Noel en Stefan en ook Steven are now safe. And then I think it's safe to assume that Helmut is the virus. And it is! Well, so far this video for a very silly game. You can download it from itch.io. The link will be in the description below. Have a nice day, folks. Bye bye.